Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amma Maheshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. In this video lecture series, I'm going to explain about virtualization in cloud concepts and the cloud architecture. Virtualization, it is nothing but in cloud computing, it makes a virtual platform of server operating system and storage devices. This will help the user by providing multiple machines at the same time, and it is also allows sharing a single physical instant of resource or an application to multiple users. Virtualization in cloud computing rapidly integrating the fundamental way of computing. One of the most important feature of virtualization is that it allows sharing of applications to multiple customers and companies. Cloud computing can also be known as the servers and application delivered to help the virtualized environment. This environment can be either public or private. With the help of virtualization, the customer can maximize the resources and reduces the physical system which is in need. What is virtualization? It is a process that allows for more efficient use of physical computer hardware and is the foundation of cloud computing. Here, virtualization uses software to create an abstraction layer over computer hardware, which enables the division of a single computer hardware component such as a processor's memory and storage into multiple virtual machines. Each virtual machine runs into own operating systems and behaves like an independent computer, even though it is running on just a portion of the actual underlying connect. Before virtualization, here it will be like that: application, operating system and architecture. Single OS image per machine. Software and hardware tightly coupled. Then running multiple applications at the same time often creates conflict, inflexible and has a costly infrastructure. After virtualization, we'll be having separate VMware virtualization layer and architecture. Then hardware independence of operating system and applications. Then it can manage operating system and application as a single unit by encapsulating them into the virtual machines. Then flexible and efficient utilization of the resources. Then hypervisors is the software layer that coordinate the virtual machines. It serves as the interface between the VM and the underlying physical hardware, ensuring that each has access to the physical resources it needs to execute. There are two types of hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor hosted on top of bare metal. Type 2 hypervisor hosted on top of a OS. Bare metal architecture, where it is a hypervisor is established where hardware, hypervisor and VM, Windows and finally applications. It most commonly appears in virtual server scenarios. Then hosted architecture. Here first one is physical hardware, then goes to the host operating system, then VMware hypervisor and the guest operating system. It has a host operating system. It runs on top of OS. Most commonly it used on endpoint devices to run alternative operating systems. They carry a performance over because they must use the host OS to access and coordinate the underlying hardware resources. Then the types of virtualization are hardware, software, memory, storage, network, data and the desktop virtualization. Where hardware virtualization, the hardware resource allotment is done by the hypervisor. It is directly installed on the hardware system is known as the hardware virtualization. In software virtualization, it involves the creation of operation of multiple virtual environment on the host machine. Then in storage virtualization, multiple physical storage devices are grouped together which then appear as a single storage device. Then network virtualization. Multiple subnetworks can be created on the same physical network which may or may not is authorized to communicate with each other. Example is a virtual local area network. It also increases the reliability. The next one is data virtualization. It decreases the data input and formatting errors. Here the layer translates an application's data request or query as needed and returns results that may span the multiple systems. Then desktop virtualization. Here the user's desktop is stored on a remote server, allowing the user to desktop virtualization. The user's desktop is stored on a remote server, allowing the user to access his desktop from any device or the location. The assessment is here will have the various types of virtualization and the difference between the bare metal and the hosted architecture. Thank you.